Good afternoon and welcome to ememory's third quarter 2024 webcast investor conference. Joining us today is our chairman, Dr. Charles Hsu, president, Mr. Michael Ho, head of IR, Ms. Li-Jing Chen, and the director of the finance department, Ms. Teresa Kuo. The format of today's event will be as follows. First, ememory's chairman, Dr. Charles Hsu, will give an opening remark. Afterwards, President Mr. Michael Ho will summarize our operations, followed by our business outlook. Next, Dr. Charles Hsu will give a talk titled, ememory enables HPC, which is high performance computing, in AI applications. Then, we will conclude today's conference with a Q&A session where our management team will answer your questions. Please feel free to submit your questions in the input box on the webcast window throughout the conference. As a reminder, this conference is being recorded and a webcast replay will be available after the conference is finished. For more information, please visit the company's website under the Investor Relations section. As usual, before we begin, we would like to remind everyone that today's presentation may contain forward-looking statements subject to the risk factors associated with the semiconductor and IP business. Please refer to the cautionary statement on page 3 of today's presentation. Now, I would like to give the floor over to ememory's chairman, Dr. Charles Hsu.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for attending our conference call today. In October, we reached a significant milestone by successfully completing our first 3-nanometer customer license project. The licensee, a global leader in CPU IP with applications in cloud data centers, has already begun collaboration with us on the CPU platform, making a major step forward for us. Our collaboration with Siemens on SRAM repair is also progressing very well. Siemens' Tencent memory built-in self-test tool holds on a strong market share, and as AI chip require increasingly dense SRAM, managing yield in advanced processes is becoming more challenging. Traditional eFuses typically suitable for densities below 4 kbit can no longer meet the density requirement for memory repair. And OTP density can be larger than several hundred kbits to a few megabits, which is needed for the large density SRAM repair. And our partnership with Siemens will accelerate adoption among HPC customers seeking enhanced repair capability for SRAM. As we mentioned previously, our technology development has advanced to 2 nanometer, and chip design integration is underway at the 3 nanometer, with successful design wins at the 5 nanometer, 6 nanometer, 7, 12, and 16 nanometer entering mass production, along with the growing demands for security IPs in advanced process. We see substantial growth potential ahead, and we remain highly confident in our future. So next, I would like to invite our president, Michael Ho, to share our third quarter performance and the future outlook. Michael.
Okay, thank you, Charles. Good afternoon, everyone. Now let's begin with our 2024 third quarter financial results. The third quarter revenue was 899 million NT dollars, up 0.7% sequentially and up 14.3% year over year. Operating expenses was 395 million NT dollars, down 0.8% sequentially, but up 6.7% year over year. Operating income was 505 million NT dollars, with an increase of 2% sequentially and an increase of 21% year over year. Operating margin increased by 0.6 percentage points sequentially and increased by 3.1 percentage points year over year to 56.1%. our net income, amounting to 414 million NT dollars, experienced a decrease of 12.9% sequentially, but increased 2% year-over-year. EPS for the quarter was 5.54 NT dollars, and ROE was 54.6%. Next, let's move on to the revenue contribution by licensing and royalty. Licensing in the third quarter accounted for 32.3% of the total revenue, down 3% sequentially, but up 12.2% year-over-year. Royalties in the third quarter contribute 67.7% of the total revenue, increasing 2.6% sequentially and increasing 15.3% year-over-year. Total revenue of the third quarter increased by 0.7% compared to the previous quarter and increased by 14.3% compared to the previous year. For the first 3 quarters of 2024, the licensing and royalties revenues are as follows. Licensing in the first 3 quarters accounted for 31.5% of the total revenue, up 25.6% year-over-year. Royalties in the first 3 quarters contribute 68.5% of the total revenue, increasing 18.5% year-over-year. Total revenue for the first 3 quarters increased by 20.6% compared to the previous year. With that, I will comment on our revenue contribution by specific IPs. NeoBit accounted for 31.2% of total licensing revenue in the third quarter, increasing 23.2% sequentially and increasing 27.8% year-over-year. Its royalties accounted for 26% of total royalty, down 0.1% sequentially, but up 35.5% year-over-year. NeoFuse accounted for 30.9% of total licensing revenue in the third quarter, down 10.1% sequentially and down 9.7% year-over-year. In terms of total royalty revenue, NeoFuse royalties increased by 4% sequentially and increased by 9.1% year-over-year, accounting for 71.5% of total royalties. PUF-based security IPs contributed 12% of licensing revenue, decreasing 6.5% sequentially and decreasing 39% year-over-year, while its royalty accounted for less 1% of total royalties. MTP technology accounted for 25.9% of total licensing revenue, down 15.3% sequentially, but up 139.5% year-over-year. Royalty from MTP decreased 7% sequentially, but increased 25% year-over-year, accounting for 2.5% of total royalties. For the first 3 quarters of 2024, the revenue by technologies are as follows. NeoBit licensing revenue increased 36.3% year-over-year, and royalty increased 11%, accounted for 25.8% of the total revenue. NeoFuse licensing revenue increased 9.2%, and the royalty increased 20.4% year-over-year, contributing to 61% of the total revenue. PUF-based security IPs licensing revenue decreased 10.6% year-over-year, while the royalty contribution was less than 1%, accounted for 3.5% of total revenue. We expect the PUF-based revenue to significantly increase in Q4. MTP technology licensing revenue increased 85.5% year-over-year, and the royalty revenue increased 55%, accounted for 9.7% of total revenue. Now, let's look at the royalties for 8-inch and 12-inch wafers. 8-inch wafers accounted for 40.9% of royalties, down 1.2% sequentially, but up 30% year-over-year. 12-inch wafers contribute 59.1% of royalties, increasing 5.5% sequentially and up 7% year-over-year. In total, 179 product tape-out were completed in the third quarter. We will provide more information in the management report. In the next section, I will address our future outlook. For licensing revenue will continue its growth momentum due to the strong demands from both foundries and the chip companies. For royalty revenues, we expect the royalty will continue its growth momentum as accumulated tape-outs in 16, 12, 7, and 6 nanometer enter the production stage, along with the continued market share gains in the mature applications. Let's move on to the new IP technology and the business development. For new IP technologies, 1. NeoFuse and NeoPUF were successfully verified in the N3P process, with design-in and evaluation cases ongoing. 2. NeoMTP for the 4-color ESL and e-paper display driver has been successfully verified in customers' products and will soon ramp up. 3. We are developing the 2 nanometer technologies with the leading foundries. About the business development platform, 1. The CPU architecture for security IP is expected to start contribution to revenue. 2. ememory and Siemens are offering a groundbreaking SRAM repair tool set that integrates Siemens Tensor memory-based software with ememory NeoFuse OTP. 3. PUF Security is collaborating with ARM on the PSA certified root of trust component level 3 certification for its crypto coprocessor, providing a robust security subsystem essential for the AIoT era. This concludes my comments. Next, I will pass the time to Charles. Thank you.
Okay, in the following section, I would like to talk about how ememory can enable HPC in AI applications. For high density, because high density SRAM plays a crucial role in AI accelerators. However, increasing SRAM density brings yield challenges. Today, we will explore how ememory's NeoFuse OTP integrated with Siemens Tensor tools provides a high-yielding, cost-effective solution to repair SRAM memories. In AI applications, the AI accelerator plays a crucial role in enabling faster model training, quicker predictions, and also more efficient application performance. High-density SRAM is particularly important in AI accelerators to help them work faster and use less power, especially in 3 key areas. One is in the buffer memory, and the second is for the AI model training, and the third is the computing in memory. We call it the CIM for inference. So in buffer memory, which is a high-speed storage between the different processing stages, high-density SRAM acts as a holding space for data in AI accelerators to ensure that everything runs smoothly. It functions like a large, fast-flowing funnel, temporarily storing and quickly passing data to different parts of the accelerator. With high-density SRAM, the buffer memory can handle a large amount of data without slowing down, while maintaining efficiency in power and speed during the data transfers. And during AI model training, where substantial data processing is required as the model learns, high-density SRAM serves as a large and fast workspace. This allows the AI accelerator to access data quickly to speed up training and handling multiple data in parallel without compromising training time. Furthermore, the high density of SRAM provides enough on-chip storage to store large data sets directly and minimizing the need for the slower external memory. And lastly, in computing in memory for inference, where the AI model generates predictions, and high-density SRAMs allows the AI accelerator to do quick calculation directly within the memory, instead of moving data to separate processors. With everything happening in one place, the AI model can make a prediction quickly, and which is important for tasks that need real-time responses, such as voice recognition. And furthermore, by reducing data movement, high-density SRAM can enhance power efficiency. As I discussed in my talk last year, increasing the density of SRAM memory leads to a decrease in yield as the technology scales to a smaller dimension. However, eMemory's OTP can help repair defects in SRAM memory, enabling higher yields. And to refresh your memory, SRAM repair involves storing the location of defect memory cells on OTP and enabling redundant memory cells already present in SRAM to replace the 40 memories. And the near-fuse OTP is ideal for this purpose due to its smaller cell compared to eFuse, and making it particularly advantageous for high-density SRAM repair, and where high-density OTP is needed. Additionally, near-fuse OTP is flexible enough to support various memory form factors, such as 3D or multi-chip packages, and ensure high yield during the productions. And the eMemory provides OTP with an interface for Siemens MBIST, we call it the memory built-in self-test. By integrating eMemory's OTP technology with Siemens' Tencent tool, we achieve more efficient SRAM repairs than a conventional method. And to achieve optimal SRAM repair, the Tencent memory built-in self-test controller is used to test the memory, and after testing, the built-in redundancy analysis module analyzes the defect bits and calculates the necessary repair information. And this information is then transferred to SRAM repair ports and built-in self-repair registers. And the repair information is then sent to the Tencent memory built-in self-repair controller, and where it is written onto eMemory's near-fuse OTP through our interface. So during device power up, the Tencent tool reads the repair data from OTP and load it into the built-in self-repair registers, And this process instruct the SRAM controller to replace the defective bad bit with the redundant bits already in the SRAM. So by combining eMemory's OTP with Siemens' tool, we can achieve high repair density and the flexibility across any form factor of SRAM, and using a pre-integrated and verified solution that is simple to adopt. This is not only reduce integration costs, but also minimize the cost associated with the yield loss. So the memory built-in self-test tool is the groundbreaking in its ability to quickly repair AI accelerator even after they have been integrated onto the system. Initially, the memory testing and analysis and the repair relied on the manual processes and specialized equipment, which had to be completed during the testing phase. And this means that once the system was deployed in field, such as in expensive AI servers, automotive, and more, memory repair could not be performed after leaving the testing machine. But with MBIST, memory built-in self-test, and memory built-in self-repair, on-system repair become possible. By automating testing, analysis, and the repair, memory built-in self-test not only save time, cost, and also resources, but also overcome the bandwidth limitation of external memory testing tool. More importantly, on-system repair techniques can be applied to multiple chip stack, like chiplet architectures or after system packagings, and which will ensure reliability and functionality post-packagings. And the chiplets typically contain a large amount of SRAM required by the processing, which means high-density OTP is needed for effective repair. And this approach is very suitable for AI accelerator, and which often had a more complex design and require faster and more efficient repair. And in addition to the SRAM repair, the integrated OTP is also needed for replacing ROM to store boot codes when the AI system is boot up. And also the OTP can also be used in this integrated IP to store the secret key and unique ID, which are required in AI system to protect the training data and the AI model and the output data. Therefore, eMemory's OTP can enable AI by supporting high-speed SRAM repair, as well as storing boot codes and the root key, and also unique ID for the root of trust in the security functions. So with AI booming, we foresee that our business will be continuous to grow over the long period. And this concludes my lectures. Thank you very much for your time. And next, we will enter the Q&A sections.
Thank you, Charles. This concludes our prepared statement. We will now begin the Q&A session. Please submit your questions in the input box on the webcast window. All of our questions will follow the format of answering the Chinese version first, followed by the English version. We will now collect the questions and begin our Q&A session.
这一题是有关于刚刚 Charles 演讲，那刚好我们在台积电的 Symposium，现在也在大力在推广这个 tool。那投资人是问说，一般我们都是直接授权给晶圆厂用在晶片，那为什么这一次是需要跟 EDA 的公司合作推出呢？那请 Charles 回答。
好的，因为 ETA 公司对这个 SRAM 的 block 提供了这个所谓的 built-in 的 self test 的功能啊，那这是一个automation 的这个 built-in 的 self test，所以和 EDA 公司合作，我们开发的 OTP 跟我们 OTP 的 interface 可以整进这个 EDA 的 tool，这样子让这个用 OTP 来 repair 会更好用。那西门子的 built-in self test， 它的这个 tool 呢，它的市场有大于 90% 的市占率，所以和西门子合作，我们是强联手。
So the question was related to Charles' lecture just now. You recently issued a press release announcing the collaboration with Siemens to launch an SRAM repair tool. Typically, your IP is utilized by foundries and applied to chip customers. Why was it necessary to partner with an EDA company for this release? This question is for Charles.
Okay, so ETA companies offer a built-in self-test functionality for the SRAM blocks. Through our collaboration with EDA companies, we have developed OTP with an appropriate interface that integrate seamlessly into EDA tools, making OTP repair more user-friendly. So with Siemens' built-in self-test holding over 90% of the market share, our partnership with Siemens represents a very powerful alliance.
公司为何营业利率能够持续的成长？那公司研发越来越多 IP 授权金也在增加。那请问未来还需要增加很多的研发团队吗？请 Michael 回答。
好，我们公司的营业利率能够持续成长，最主要是在于说我们有特殊的一个生意模式，然后我们将技术授权给代工厂，然后代工厂的制程平台就会变成是我们的技术平台。那在全球有超过25家的代工厂都有取得我们的技术授权，然后我们也总共到现在建立了超过600个制程平台，这是大概从.35一直到现在的3奈米。那其中有包括像是 OTP、PUF、MTP、E2Prom、Flash 跟 RN 等等。那这些每年在全球我们可以新增超过50个制程平台。那从客户那边，我们有看到他们的tape-out每年的数目也超过600个。那在晶片量产的时候，我们就可以收取这个权利金。那这样的生意模式，让我们可以有这个营收超过80%是来自于过去累积的这些产品的量产权利金，跟现有 library 的这种 IP usage 的授权金。那这两个部分事实上都不太需要花费我们的 R&D 的资源。那这个也可以让我们可以把研发的能力能够专注在开发未来的新技术跟平台的上面。那也随着像是第一个我们有更多的技术授权给代工厂。那第二个，那我们也有更多的 IP 授权给 Fabless 的 company。那第三个，我们会有更多的应用领域的 IP 的一个创新。那这样的话会带给我们持续的这个营业跟获利的成长。那在人才的方面，那对于现在的技术在代工厂的延伸跟扩充，我们可以维持现有的人力就可以了。那对于 新技术的扩展我们还是需要有新的心血的注入。那譬如像是在 security system 方面的这个 IP， 就需要有不一样的人才的 know how。那我们增加的人力也都是具有创新能力的这种少数精英，专注在底层的这个 core technology， 而不是只是做design service。所以我们即使增加人力也会是循序渐进，而不是短期间内就大幅的扩增。好，谢谢。
What factors have contributed to the ongoing growth of your operating profit margin? As you develop more IPs and licensing revenue increase each quarter, will there be a need to expand your R&D team? Michael?
Our technology model is unique in that we license our technologies to foundries, making their process platforms also our technology platforms. Globally, more than 25 foundries have licensed our technology, and we have established a total more than 600 process platforms, ranging from the 0.35 micrometer to 3 nanometer, including the OTP, PUF, MTP, E2 Flash, and RN. Each year, we added more than 50 new process platforms worldwide, achieving over 600 tape-out annually. We collect the royalties as these chips enter the mass production. Because of our unique business model, over 80% of our revenue comes from the royalties from the accumulated products entering the production, and the licensing our existing library, which require the minimum R&D resources. This allows us to focus our research and development on creating new technologies and platforms. As we continue to 1. License more technology to foundries. 2. License more IPs to fabless companies. 3. Innovate more application IPs. These efforts will drive the substantive business and profit growth. In terms of talent, we can maintain our current headcount to support the expansion of existing foundry technologies. However, we still need new talent to develop the IPs in areas like security systems, which require specific expertise. We hire a small group of innovative experts to develop these core technologies, rather than engage in the design service. Even when we increase our headcount, we will do so gradually, rather than through the rapid expansion over a short period. Thank you.
最近台湾有几家 IP 公司跟 ASIC 公司营收展望都陆续下修。那请问力旺的营运是否会受到影响？如果没有，请问的原因何在？请 Michael 回答。
如同上面所提到的我们有很独特的一个生意模式，然后技术的深度跟技术平台的覆盖也非常的广。那与我们的 IP 应用的领域几乎都涵盖了所有的晶片领域。那加上我们的 IP 的黏着度几乎是100%，那用了的客户，那基本上他们每一代的产品都会持续使用。我们的技术是从最底层的这个电晶体开始开发，那所有的 IP 都有专利权的保护，这让这个竞争者是无法抄袭的。那在这个领域里面我们是龙头，那与竞争者的差距是越拉越远，那这个部分是没有办法用价格来竞争的。谢谢。
Several ASIC companies in Taiwan have recently downgraded their revenue outlooks. Has eMemory's business been affected by the current economic environment? And if not, what is the reason? Can Michael answer this question?
As mentioned earlier, we have a unique business model, deep technology expertise, extensive technology platform coverage, and IP applications that span nearly every chip domain. Furthermore, our IPs have a 100% retention rate, meaning that once customers adopt our technology, they continue to use it across the subsequent product generation. We developed our technology from the fundamental transistor level with the patent protection of the IPs, making it impossible for competitors to replicate. In this field, we hold a leading position and are well ahead of our competitors, which means we are not subject to the price competition. Thank you.
那面对竞争对手的时候呢，公司如何维持市场的领先地位？
好，如同上一题所提到的我们的竞争力主要是来自于跟代工厂的合作，来建立我们的技术平台，并且授权给这些 Fabless 的公司 IP， 然后一直到代工厂使用我们的技术。所以我们如果要持续领先对手的话，就必须做到像是像是我们要持续将我们的技术建立在代工厂的新制程平台上。那二，像是我们持续在每个技术上开发 Fabless 公司所需要的 IP。此外，我们也会持续整合新的 IP， 然后提供给 Fabless 客户更强的功能。那像是说我们在 Security IP 方面，就是从 Root of Trust 到 Security Processor 都提供。那唯有持续的创新，持续的广铺平台，持续的加速往前，才能让这个对手能够追赶不上，维持我们领导的地位。谢谢。
The question was, how do you maintain your leading position against competitors? Michael?
As mentioned in the previous question, our competitive edge stems from the collaboration with foundries to build our technology platforms and licensing our technology to fabless companies for use at these foundries. To stay ahead of our competitors, we must, 1. Continuously establish our technology on the foundry's new process platform. 2. Continuously develop the IPs that the fabless companies need for each technology. 3. Continuously integrate new IPs to offer fabless customers better functionalities, such as security IPs, from the root of trust to the security processors. Only through the continuous innovation, widespread platform deployment, and accelerating progress, we can maintain our leading position and prevent the competitors from catching up. Thank you.
请问有没有客户已经导入公司的 IP 用来做 SRAM repair？ 请 Charles 回答。
是的，有的因为已经有3家公司投入，而且都是做先进的制程的 AI SoC。
Do you currently have any customers who have already adopted your IPs for SRAM repair?
Okay, yes, there are 3 companies have already adopted our IP, and all are developing AI SoC in advanced processes.
接下来这一题大家都很关心哦。公司目前跟 ARM 的合作细节是怎么？那它对公司未来营运的影响是什么？那目前是不是有业务进展？那对未来的贡献是怎么样？请这个 Charles 回答。
好的，跟 ARM 的合作主要是在于我们的这个 hardware security 方面在这个 PUF-based 的 security 呢。我们有 roadmap， 而且持续来加强我们 security 的安全等级跟这个新的功能所以就像那个目前最近我们跟这个 ARM 合作，在这个 PSA Level 3的拿到这个 certificate，这个就是也是如何再继续在安全等级上面的加强那这些都是那个 ARM。所有提供这应用里面呢，他们所需要的，因为这个 security 的部分呢越来越重要但是在与这个 ARM 的合作方面呢，我们有各式各样的活动哈。第一个，我们一起呢 promote 这个 IP 给客户哦，然后也授权给 ARM 或是他在 Advanced Process Node 上面的这个 Platform 的客户哦，然后我们也一起做这个教育的推广另外我们也一起开发整合新的这个 security IP 跟这个 security 的 interface 跟 CPU 中间的这个界面的这个 interface 来符合更高的这个 security 需求等等这些都在进行当中。那随着这个授权金还有这些未来的这些授权金还有权利金呢，会随着客户呢更多的导入还有量产呢来增加。
So this question is a question that everyone's interested about. So it's what's the current status of your collaboration with ARM? How will it impact your future operations? Has there been any business progress so far? And will it contribute to this and next year's licensing fees and royalties? Can Charles please answer this question?
Our collaboration with ARM mainly focuses on the hardware security. In terms of PUB-based security, we have outlined a roadmap to continuously enhance the security level and also introduce the new security functions, and which are also needed in all of ARM's applications. In our partnership with ARM, we jointly promote IP to customers. We license it to ARM, all their customers on the advanced platforms. And we also conduct educational outreach together and co-develop and integrate new IP to meet the higher security requirements. And all these efforts are ongoing, and our licensing and royalties will increase as the customer adopt our IP in more product and enter mass productions.
请问公司到第三季累计营收成长是比去年大概20%，收益成长的动能是来自于何种 IP 授权？那是哪一类的终端应用产品跟制程？那权利金的成长是来自于哪一种 IP 应用跟制程？那我们请 Michael 回答。
在权利金的部分我们看到 MTP 相关的年成长是里面最大的，那有将近大概86% 的 YOY 成长。那最主要的部分我们有看到来自于像是DDR5 的 SPD 跟 PMIC， 那以及像那个4色的这个 ESL 那 ePaper 以及像System PMIC 相关的一些应用。那这些主要都是在成熟制程上面的应用。那另外我们看到在先进制程上的案子也不少。那在这部分的话，他们的单价金额都比较高，也贡献了不少的一个百分比。那另外在权利金的部分，我们看到在28跟22奈米目前是贡献最大的一个节点。在这个制程上面有非常多的应用。那除了其中像是OLED 的 DDI、TCON、ISP、Connectivity、SSD Controller 等等，那还有很多其他的一些应用。那我们看到在这部分的应用面的是非常的广泛。那由于相关2228累积的 tape-out 有超过380个，那明年我们看到预期还是会有明显的成长。那其他像是来自于16、12、7跟6奈米的 processor 的相关的应用，那包含的这个 security IP， 那 tape-out 也会陆续进入量产。那这个部分由于它的基期比较低，那我们预期这个未来这部分的成长率或者是空间都会非常的大。谢谢。
As of Q3, the cumulative revenue grew by 20.63% year over year. What IP licenses and product applications or process nodes have driven the growth in licensing revenue? Also, what type of IP, chip applications, and process nodes were the main contributors to royalty revenue growth? Michael?
Regarding the license fees, MTP related have showing the highest annual growth with nearly 86% year-over-year growth. The increase was mainly driven by the application in the DDR5 like SPD and PMIC, full-color ESL, e-paper, and system PMIC, primarily in the mature process nodes. There are also several projects in the advanced process nodes, which has a higher unit price and will contribute significantly as well. In terms of the royalties, the 28 and the 22 nanometer nodes contribute the most, including the application like OLED, DDI, TCOM, ISP, connectivity, and SSD controller, and more, with a wide range of applications and over 380 NTOs today. We expect a significant growth next year. Other technology nodes like 16, 12, 7, and 6 nanometer applications, including the security IPs, will also gradually enter the production after the tape-out. Given the low base period, the growth rate and the potential will be significant in the future. Thank you.
请问公司对明年的展望如何？那成长动能是什么 ？Michael。
好，那公司营收主要来自于授权金跟权利金。那对于授权金这个部分因为我们的产品线更广技术节点更多，那也有更多的这个代工厂的制程平台可以供客户使用。那加上我们刚刚也提到ARM 跟西门子合作平台的这个推广，那这些都会加速我们在先进制程上面的一个进展。那这部分我想不论是授权金或者是权利金都会比过去高很多，所以我们对未来的成长很有信心。谢谢。
What is your outlook for next year's performance? And what are the main drivers of growth? Michael?
Regarding license fees, the progress in advanced process will accelerate due to the broader range of product lines, more technology nodes, and more foundry process platforms available to customers. Along with the ARM and the Siemens collaboration platforms. As a result, both license fees and royalties will be much higher than before. We are very confident about the future growth. Thank you.
目前半导体产业先进制程很强，但是成熟制程很弱。OK， 那这个趋势看起来会延续到明年吗？那对公司业绩影响为何？请 Michael 回答。
好，那在成熟制程的部分其实我们在今年的授权金跟权利金的部分，看到这个 New Bit 的 OTP 以及 MTP 这些主要都是在成熟制程上的应用，仍然有很不错的这个年对年的成长。那这也代表说我们的产品在成熟制程上的需求依然是很不错的。那虽然我们看到一些代工厂在成熟制程上的产能利用率不像以前那么高，但是在全球整个成熟制程的积极扩展产能的情况之下，那我们在整体的成熟制程的需求还是会持续的成长。谢谢。
Currently, the semiconductor industry is experiencing strong demand for advanced processes, while the demand for mature processes is slowing down. Will this trend continue on to next year? And how will this impact your performance? Can Michael please answer this question?
In terms of licensing and the royalties this year, we have seen year-over-year growth in the NeoBit OTP and MTP, indicating that the demand for our products in mature process nodes remains strong. Although the utilization rate of some foundries in mature process are not as high as before, the aggressive global expansion of capacity in the mature process means that overall demand in this area will continue to grow for us. Thank you.
我们现在看到很多市场需求量很大的晶片，像是 CS、ISP、OLED、TWS、WiFi、Tcom、High Speed IC， 就是非常非常多。OK， 连 PMIC， 像 RF， 这些都往更先进制程，甚至有的还跑到 FinFET。那这个趋势对公司的影响是什么？
好，我们确实有看到很多的这些应用哈，那这些应用的 IC， 他们都有一些需求，就是他们的要求要功能更多，然后速度更快，耗电更省，然后成本还要更低，所以这些需求会持续push 他们持续往更先进的制程，甚至是 FinFET 的这个部分去前进哦。那这样的趋势事实上对公司来说是一个很有利的发展。那因为这代表这些 IC 的晶片会越来越大，那相关的晶圆的消耗量也会更多。然后在先进制程中，我们的 IP 跟这个晶圆代工厂的这个 wafer 的 price 会更高。那这些都会带动我们的权利金跟授权金会持续的成长。谢谢。
We see that many high demand chips in the market, such as CIS, ISP, OLED, etc., high speed ICs, PMIC, DTV, RF, switch, all of them are increasingly being developed using more advanced processes or FinFET technology. How will this trend affect your company's business? Can Michael please answer this question?
These application ICs, driven by the demand for more functions, higher speed, lower power consumption, and reduced cost, will continue to move toward more advanced process and even the FinFET process. This is a very favorable development for us because it means the IC chips will become larger, wafer consumption will increase, and both our IP and the unit price of foundry wafers will be higher in advanced process. All these factors will drive the continuous growth in our royalties and the licensing fees. Thank you.
作为一项开放标准，那谁可能在推动这个叫 collateral 的应用？那客户采用 collateral 就是 Root of Trust 的西班牙文 ，OK？ 那客户采用 collateral 的主要动机是什么 ？OK， 请。
好，collateral 的规范主要在订定 data center 所需要的 security 的标准，大部分都是由这个 cloud service provider 在主导，那因为 cloud service provider 提供的 data center 来提供这个 data 的储存、分析，以及提供给 AI model 的训练、比对等服务，对于需要 data center 服务的客户希望将自己的 data 传到 data center， 能够很安全的被保护、分析，而且得到他想要的结果。所以客户的终端设备如果要用云端的 data center， 就要符合collateral 的规范。在 Root of Trust 的方面，必须要有这个 PUF 来产生这 unique ID， 也需要这个 TRNG 来产生这个乱数，而且也需要这个 OTP 来储存私钥。那我们的 PUF-RT 的 IP 整合的 PUF、OTP 还有 TRNG， 成为collateral 需要的这个 Root of Trust， 这是这个 data center 应用所需要的这个 security。那也是目前也是有越来越多客户有提出来对这个PUF-RT 这个 Root of Trust 的这个需求。
Since Calyptra is an open standard, who might play a role in enforcing its adoption? What are the key motivations for customers to implement it? Can Charles please answer this question?
Okay. The Collectra standard primarily established security requirement for data centers, largely driven by cloud service providers. So cloud service provider offers a data center for data storage, analysis, and services such as AI model training and more. Customers using data center services want their data to be securely protected, analyzed, and deliver outcomes. So for end device to access cloud-based data centers, they must comply with Calypso standard, which require a path for the generating a unique ID, require a TRNG for random number generations, and also OTP for private key storage. So our PubRT IP integrates all three, which are PUF, OTP, and the TRNG to create a root of trust and meeting the security needs for the data center applications. And with customer demand for PubRT steadily increasing.
根据 Collectra 资料显示，它的目的是在机密运算中去采用，也计划拓展到所有的晶片类型。那这是不是代表一个主要由 data center 驱动的一个机会，未来也会扩展到这个edge device， 就 edge AI 的应用？那我们请 Charles 回答。
Calypso 最初确实是着重在这个资料中心的应用然而随着 AI 处理逐渐转移到 Edge 端比如说这个物联网感测器、自动驾驶的汽车，还有智慧装置那这信任根呢，在这些环境中也变得相同的这个重要即使在 Edge device 所以对于这个 Edge AI Root of Trust 这信任的根呢，可实现安全的身份认证，确保只有经过认证的资料和装置才能与这个data center 互动那在资料data center 的中心还有这个 Edge 端建立那个 Root of Trust 呢，可以增加整个生态系统的安全性和完整性所以从这个边缘的资料生成到云端处理和储存这种方法增强了整体的网络的保护，使这个资料传输和处理更可以更加安全，也更加可靠。
According to Calyptra's documentation, the goal is for confidential computing to first adopt Calyptra, with later plans to expand to all chip types. Is this a primarily data center driven opportunity, or is it expected to extend significantly into edge AI applications as well? Can Charles answer this question?
Okay, Calyptra initially focus was indeed on the data center applications. However, as AI processing shifted toward the edge, such as in IoT sensors, autonomous vehicles, and the smart devices, the root of trust become equally crucial. So for the edge AI, root of trust enable secure authentication when the device communicate with data centers, ensuring that only verified data and the devices can interact with the central systems. So establishing the root of trust at both data center and the edge level enhances security and integrity across the entire ecosystem, from the data generation at the edge to cloud processing and the storage. And this approach strengthens overall network protections, making data transmission and processing more reliable and secure.
In the interest of time, we will now ask our last question.
这一题是刚刚发生的，就川普他当选总统，公开讲台湾要付保护费。那对于台湾生产的半导体晶片，如果被加征进口税的话，那对我们会不会有影响？那请 Michael 回答。
好，这个话题在这2天非常的热门哦。那我们这边回答一下，就是我们的生意事实上是不涉及这个终端晶片的制造，然后我们的生意模式是向晶圆厂跟这个 Fabless 的公司来收取授权金跟这个权利金，所以这部分是不会被加税的哦。而且我们的 IP 同时也是授权给全球的这个晶圆厂来使用，那当中也包含了像在美国的晶圆厂，像是Intel 跟 Global Foundry， 那以及其他公司在美国的这个工厂来使用。那因为我们的布局的平台很广，然后制程技术多，所以也不容易比较不会受到这个政治层面的一个影响。谢谢。
Trump has just been elected as the U.S. president and publicly stated that Taiwan's semiconductor industry should pay protection fees to the U.S. If import tariffs are imposed on the semiconductor chips produced in Taiwan, will this affect your company, Michael?
We are an IP business, so we don't manufacture end product chips. Instead, our model is based on the collecting licensing fees and royalties from the foundries and the chip companies, which are not subject to the tariffs. In addition, our IP is licensed to foundry globally, including the US-based foundry such as Intel and the Global Foundries, as well as other companies with the facilities in the US. Thanks to our global platform coverage and the diverse technology process, we are less susceptible to the political impacts. Thank you.
Thank you. We will now begin the closing comment. Charles, please proceed.
Okay, so for more information about the path-based security IP and the technologies, and also about eMemory's technology, we encourage you to visit our website and check out our articles and other materials. And thank you again for your patience and support for eMemory. We will continue to work hard on technology and IP innovation and path-based hardware security solutions for our customers and bring higher returns for our shareholders. Thank you.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Please be advised that the conference recording will be accessible within the next 3 hours. Thank you everyone for joining us today. We hope you will join us again next quarter. You may now disconnect. Goodbye and have a good day.